Together trial is testing 2 smartphone apps, one for the health professional and one for the patient, to support the patient to do their home exercise program. It's a digital home exercise diary, and it's also a behavioural support and communication device, I would say. One of the problems that we always have is people adhering to their strength and balance programs. And we know that strength and balance is really, really effective for the prevention of falls, or the reduction of falls and prevention of injury. And we also know that for it to work really well, they need to do it regularly. But that's quite hard in terms of motivation. We developed the apps with health professionals and exercise instructors and older adults and patients who've been through rehabilitation services. It was designed really to fit in with the programs that a lot of therapists use. So it uses evidence-based exercises from the Otago program and the Falls Management Exercise program. It's based on behavioural techniques that we know work. So we know that particularly for therapy, setting goals is really important because it makes patients feel like the exercises are really relevant to them. So that was really why the app starts with the therapist using their app with the patient to set their goals and then think about their exercise program related to those goals.
I liked the goal setting, definitely. I liked being asked, what did I want to achieve? And I probably didn't really aim for the stars or anything, but for me it was like the stars, to say I wanted to have better posture. And it has improved. I'm really happy about that. And to say that I wanted better strength, and I am stronger than I was.
We know if people plan when they're going to exercise, they're more likely to do it. But we didn't want it to be too rigid because we know people have bad days. We know that people don't always want to do everything at the same time. So we planned a time when they would receive the messages. And then it was some patients do the exercises at that time and some patients will do it a little bit later but use it as a prompt.
I'm an early riser, so I got up early in the mornings and I did it straight away. Most mornings I do it early mornings, yeah. If I wasn't feeling very well, I'd still do it later on, in the day, but most mornings it was early.
You don't have to do it solidly, get up and do the whole thing. You can split it up. If your day is busy, you do a bit now and a bit later and a bit later on.
We use pictures that patients and older adults are familiar with.
You couldn't go wrong really because it had the picture there to show you. It wasn't just words which said, start marching for 3 minutes.
If you've got images on there and things for them to see and visual cues, that did make a difference in terms of them doing it correctly and properly as they should be doing, which you don't always get in a normal kind of standard process. So that was a lot better.
So patients could see what their exercises were, reminded about what the goal was, and then on the days that they planned to exercise, they got prompts and reminders. And the messages they got were related to whatever goal that they'd set.
I like getting the reminder early evening because if I'm having a particularly good day, I might want to get on with it.
Before you start, you get the little pop-ups that tell you, you're doing well, or this is good and keep at it, So no, it's all the whole thing is encouraging you to do well. You get the pop-up message and you think, oh, right, that's good morning to you too, That's nice. That really is nice.
Once a week, we ask the health professionals to send the patient a message, a personalised message about how they were doing and how they were getting on.
The messages that we gave to people absolutely found them really, really useful. And it was really nice as a therapist as well to see how people were getting on.
Week to week, I just loved sending them texts to be like, you can do this, and try and motivate them the best I could, because I could see week to week how that influenced them and how that changed them doing their exercises, how much they were reporting, how much they wanted to engage with it. And I think it really, really made a difference for those people.
Oh, I like the messages. I always like the feedback. I always look forward to the feedback.
It is like a physiotherapist that comes and speaks from your shoulder and sort of says, don't forget your physio today. You know how well you're doing. In fact, occasionally on the smartphone, I get lovely messages like, you're doing really well. And I always put, I like that. There's two options, or I like that. And I always put, I like that, because positive feedback, who doesn't want that?
It gives me the inspiration to do the exercises. The fact that it reports gives me the inspiration that I have to do it on a certain day.
It's a very easy reporting system. It's just going through it for each exercise. But again, that's something you become accustomed to.
The app would work really well with the clients that I work with, I think, because there's no one size fits all, and everybody's unique and has their own needs and goals to work towards. I get limited information, which is clear information as a handover. So to have a bit more of a robust overview of what they've been doing and how they've been doing it and what they're working towards would really help me to kind of personalise those goals for each individual.
For me, it was really important that it wasn't a research physiotherapist or myself using the app with the patients, that it was actually the staff that were going to use it, because we already know that the evidence-based programme works.
When I first got involved with the Together trial, I was a little bit sceptical about how things were going to be and how we were going to get on, myself and the patients. And I was really pleasantly surprised at how easy it was once we got started, how easy it was to use the apps and how patients got along with it.
People that I didn't think would do so well actually got on really well with it. And all the others that I thought would do well did do well. Like nobody got on badly at all with it. And it was definitely a motivator for all of them.
To start with, I wasn't sure. But when I started practicing, it went well. I liked it, and I just wanted to do it every day.
It's introduced me to mobile technology and introduced me to the smartphone, which I'd never used before, I'd never seen one before. And I soon got into it, and I'm quite good at it now.
I was surprised. I thought that this is going to be a 2-day wonder, and then it'll be, it's all too difficult, and this aches or that aches, and I'm not getting any better. I thought it would be your attitude, it'd be put it away and in the drawer, and the phone will stay there, and I'll get on with life without it. But no, you stuck at it.
Even took it on holiday with me.
Because I had had physiotherapy in the past, I was skeptical about my ability to stick with it. But I think for me, the way this was administered, given to me, and also reinforced and backed up, was hugely helpful, because I can happily say it's now a habit.
It worked out much better than giving patients a paper home exercise program, because we could tailor it better so people didn't have lots of different bits of paper that they weren't actually going to use at the start, and we could build up the exercises using the app.
Other physiotherapy programs I have given up on in a way, because you've either had a pad of paper or you've just been told to go away and do these exercises, and after about a few weeks you forget what exercise programs there were, or you lose the sheets of paper.
I've had the physiotherapy given by the hospital, and they've given me little scrags of paper, and I've never set up the routine in my life. And I do think that the smartphone is like my little buddy that helps me to do it.
What we have found is that some of our patients that were part of the trial are still using the app 2 years on.
I still use it because I can't remember the exercises.
I think it's been a constant in my life that's helped me to grip onto my mobility better. And I've lost ground sometimes due to pain flare-ups and difficulties. But you know, mostly I'm really, really glad I embarked upon this. And it's nearly 2 years I've been involved in it.
When we locked down, because we weren't quite at the end of the study, we left patients with the phones, and they've continued to use them really during lockdown and found it really helpful to support them to be active.
I've just really, really enjoyed it. In fact, it kept me going through when I was shielding. I think if I hadn't had that, I would have just sat on my bottom and not done anything.
I was always looking forward, you know, to be using it because of, you know, what I got from it, what I gained from using it.
It has been great as far as I'm concerned, and you know, I'll keep on with it because I feel the benefits.
It's brilliant, you know, it's been a brilliant programme.